In his message to the foreign ministers gathered in Delhi, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged them to come together to resolve issues. India is pushing hard for consensus after the failure to issue a joint communique in Bengaluru. Question is if India will be able to convince the warring West and Russia-China combined.
G20 President India welcomed foreign ministers of G20 plus 20 other countries invited by India to attend the crucial foreign ministers meeting. PM Modi is expected to address the meeting as well. The G20 foreign ministers meeting is taking place days after a gathering of finance ministers and the central bank governors of the G20 member countries in Bengaluru failed to come out with a joint communique over sharp differences between the Western powers and Russia-China combined over the Ukraine conflict. Ukraine-Russia conflict is likely to remain on top of the agenda list. US diplomat Antony Blinken, who arrived in India late last night, said he has no plans to meet his Russian or Chinese counterparts, despite India's attempts to forge unity among world's biggest economies. The gathering in New Delhi on Thursday will be the first time US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov have been in the same room since a G20 meeting in Bali last July. The year-long Russian war in Ukraine took center stage on the eve of a G20 foreign ministers meeting on Wednesday, with the European Union foreign policy chief saying the success of the gathering in New Delhi would be measured by what it could do about the war and its impact. Russia said it would use the meeting to tell the world who, according to Moscow, was responsible for the political and economic crises the world finds itself in. The foreign ministers meeting comes days after a meeting of finance chiefs of G20 countries in Bengaluru, which was also overshadowed by Russia's war in Ukraine. Delegates at the Bengaluru meeting wrangled over condemning Russia for the war, failed to reach a consensus on a joint statement and settled instead for a summary document. Foreign Secretary Vinay Kwatra on Wednesday refused to speculate on whether the G20 foreign ministers meeting would be able to come out with a joint communique in the backdrop of widening differences between the West and Russia on the Ukraine conflict. Main discussions of the G20 foreign ministers meeting will take place on Thursday. As per Foreign Secretary Vinay Kwatra, G20 foreign ministers meet to deliberate on multilateralism, food and energy security, development cooperation and counter-terrorism. While addressing a press conference, Foreign Secretary Vinay Kwatra said, "What we expect from tomorrow's foreign minister meeting is very clear. Strong and an all-encompassing message on problem of terrorism and need for G20 countries to fight against it together. Larger challenge of counter-terrorism and narco-terrorism will be in focus."
If you look at the agenda of the foreign ministers meeting for tomorrow, it would be broadly structured along two sub-verticals. One, as I said, relating to multilateralism, food, energy security and development cooperation. And the second one relating to new emerging threats, counter-terrorism, global skill mapping, and HADR issues.
The foreign ministers are also likely to discuss ways to deal with failing economic growth, increasing inflation, lower demands for goods and services, as well as increasing prices of food, fuel, and fertilizers.